Imagine looking up at the sky over London, Mumbai, and Tokyo and seeing it suddenly swallowed by a deep, glowing emerald. Not just any light, an unnatural, surgical flash that turned day into an otherworldly twilight. This wasn't a solar storm, a weather anomaly, or the aurora borealis. This was February 28, 2026, and humanity had just crossed a line into the unknown. 2 billion people across the northern hemisphere witnessed it. For exactly 9.4 seconds, the atmosphere of our planet behaved as if someone had hijacked its natural laws. Theorists call it a planetary scale resonance event, a phenomenon that defies everything we know about physics. Some compare it to an MRI scan of the planet, but one conducted from 240 million kilometers away, from an object now known as 3-2 Atlas. NASA's Deep Space Network telemetry shows the energy involved is incomprehensible. An output in the exawatt range, the equivalent of all human energy consumption compressed into a beam, held steady for 9 seconds. Nature doesn't work like this. Energy disperses, flows, decays. But this was binary, on, then off. Like a cosmic switch, flipping, the atmosphere rang like a bell. And it wasn't random. Atomic oxygen emissions at 557.7 nanometers, the forbidden line known as Earth's heartbeat, lit up during the event. The European Space Agency's Swarm constellation recorded the planet's magnetic oscillation vibrating precisely at 7.83 Hz, the Schumann resonance. In other words, 3-2, Atlas didn't just shine light, it tuned its energy to the exact electromagnetic signature of our world. Achieving that from Mars' distance implies a feedback loop, precise knowledge of Earth's resonance, and technology far beyond anything humanity possesses. The odds of this happening naturally? 1 in 4.7 trillion. This was not a wandering comet. It was a mechanism, a deliberately designed system, and the event was only the beginning. Just 1 second after the sky returned to normal, telemetry revealed something impossible. 3-2, Atlas executed a transverse maneuver, shifting its trajectory by 0.38 degrees in under 4 minutes. To move a 40 billion ton object like that normally requires expelling 10% of its mass instantly, which would create a blinding explosion visible from Earth. Hubble's optical feed saw nothing, no debris, no gas, no evidence of thrust. The object turned without using momentum, effectively violating Newton's laws, performing what physicists call a reactionless drive scenario. It didn't push against space, it warped it. And then came the most unsettling discovery. Before the maneuver, 3-2, Atlas was leaving our solar system on a hyperbolic exit trajectory. After the event, it had transitioned into an elliptical orbit intersecting Earth's L2 Lagrange point, the location of the James Webb Space Telescope. This was no accident. This wasn't chance. It was a deliberate, precise approach to one of humanity's most sensitive technological assets. NASA telemetry confirms the telescope had already oriented its high-gain antenna toward the incoming object, as if they had exchanged an unannounced handshake, one we weren't invited to witness. The first 9-second flash was a scan. The trajectory shift was a course correction, and both were executed with pinpoint precision that defies all natural laws. Even the thermal signature of 3-2 Atlas challenges physics. Japanese thermal observatories recorded the object's core temperature jumping from -40 degrees C to 2000 degrees C in just 4 seconds, concentrated entirely on the side facing Earth. It became a directed radiator, focusing enormous energy toward our planet. The scale of this manipulation is staggering. It's a planetary transmitter, a probe capable of exerting energy on the order of a Type 1 civilization. During the 9-second flash, Cosmic background radiation went silent in the frequencies monitored, effectively jamming the universe for a moment. This was not random, it was calibration, a handshake with our world's electromagnetic heartbeat, a clear indication that we had been actively scanned. And yet, the story doesn't stop here. 1 second after the green sky faded, the real anomaly occurred. The object's path altered in ways no comet or asteroid could achieve, sliding through space like a ghost while obeying no known law. 3.2. Atlas had gone from a fleeting visitor to a calculated intruder, positioning itself in our solar system with a singular focus, Earth's L2 point. This is not theory anymore. This is observation, documented in NASA logs, ESA data, and every telescope capable of capturing it. The universe just spoke in emerald light, and it was saying something we are only beginning to understand. The story accelerates immediately after the first 9 seconds. As the sky reverted from emerald to normal blue, 3.2, Atlas didn't just continue on a casual path through the solar system, it executed a maneuver that no natural object could achieve. Traveling at 84,000 kilometers per hour, it pivoted by 0.38 degrees in less than 4 minutes, without visible mass ejection, explosion, or thrust. For conventional physics, this is impossible. For the James Webb Space Telescope, observing from L2, this was more than unusual, it was an unprecedented event. The telescope, programmed for routine operations, automatically rotated its high-gain antenna to face 3.2 Atlas, as if acknowledging its presence. This suggests the object wasn't merely passing by, it was initiating contact. The implications are staggering. Not only did 3.2 Atlas scan Earth using the Schumann resonance, but it also adjusted its own trajectory to a stable orbit, targeting L2, the gravitationally quiet point behind Earth, where humanity's most advanced deep space instruments reside. The precision needed to account for planetary pulls, solar gravity, and cosmic variables is mind-boggling. Astronomers emphasize that even a slight miscalculation would send it careening into the void. Yet, here it was, locked on a deliberate path, approaching a rendezvous. The flash, the resonance, the turn, they were not separate phenomena. They were stages of a single, complex operation executed with flawless timing. Thermal scans provide more evidence of deliberate engineering. The object's temperature surged from -40 degrees C to 2,000 degrees C in just 4 seconds, concentrated entirely on the Earth-facing side. There was no dissipation, no radiation into space. It was a controlled beam, a planetary-scale energy transmitter capable of focusing exawatt-level power with surgical precision. The conclusion is unavoidable. 3.2. Atlas is not a simple rock. It is an intelligent mechanism, a probe capable of interacting with a planet from hundreds of millions of kilometers away, scanning, testing, and now positioning itself for direct interaction with our technological infrastructure. Experts analyzing the European Space Agency's swarm data emphasize the significance of the 7.83 Hz match. By calibrating its output to the Schumann resonance, 3.2, Atlas bypassed natural electromagnetic defenses, effectively converting Earth's ionosphere into a massive antenna. This level of sophistication suggests the work of a Type 1 civilization, beings capable of harnessing planetary energy, executing near-instantaneous calculations over astronomical distances, and conducting experiments on intelligent species. As the planet absorbed these revelations, scientists worldwide struggled to reconcile the Hubble, James Webb, and ESA telemetry with classical physics. Traditional conservation laws failed to explain the object's behavior. The 9-second scan, the pivot, and the insertion into an elliptical orbit were not random, they were choreographed. The global observation networks had witnessed something no human had ever seen before, a probe behaving autonomously with intelligence and a clear purpose. The timeline is also telling. From the initial flash to the trajectory adjustment, every event fits into a meticulous plan. There is no randomness, no margin for error. This isn't luck or coincidence. This is deliberate, intelligent design at a cosmic scale. The flash announced its presence. The Schumann resonance tuned the planet. The pivot positioned the probe for a rendezvous. The implications are clear. Humanity is now part of a system-wide observation, and the next 47 days are critical as 3-2 Atlas closes in on L2. Telemetry shows that 3-2 Atlas is more than just a visitor. It's an active participant. Its orbit intersects Earth's L2 Lagrange point, a location specifically chosen for its gravitational stability and its role as home to humanity's most advanced space observatories. At exactly 1.5 million kilometers behind Earth, it is poised to interact directly with the James Webb Space Telescope. Scientists have never seen an object calculate a gravitational intercept with this degree of precision while traveling at tens of thousands of kilometers per hour. It is as though the probe can process the entire solar system in real time, adapting its trajectory with flawless accuracy. The James Webb's response to the approaching probe further underscores its significance. Telemetry indicates the telescope entered a controlled command override, directing its high-gain antenna toward 3-2 Atlas. This was not a random malfunction or automated safety procedure. It was a deliberate data sync. The telescope and the probe appear to be establishing a communication channel and exchange entirely beyond human intervention. And the implications are profound. If a probe can scan a planet, match its electromagnetic resonance, and interface with our most advanced instruments, it may be capable of downloading, analyzing, or even influencing our data systems remotely. The precision of the probe's thermal and electromagnetic manipulation is staggering. The localized temperature spike, combined with the exawatt-scale energy beam, implies advanced understanding of planetary physics, orbital mechanics, and electromagnetic resonance. During the 9-second flash, 3-2, Atlas effectively converted Earth's atmosphere into an instrument, simultaneously scanning the planet for technological activity and calibrating itself for direct engagement. In high-stakes intelligence terms, this was a planetary handshake, a recognition of humanity as a technological species. The calculated course change of the probe further confirms its purpose. Before the scan, it was on a hyperbolic exit trajectory, leaving the solar system. After the event, it entered a stable elliptical orbit aligned with L2. The probability of this occurring naturally is 0. It is the equivalent of a dart thrown from across a continent, hitting the bullseye, and then hovering precisely in place. The sophistication required suggests a probe designed not only to observe but to interact, to study, and possibly to influence human technology. Physicists are still analyzing the implications of the Schumann resonance interaction by matching the 7-8-3 Hz frequency. The probe effectively bypassed natural electromagnetic shielding, turning the planet itself into a massive detector. This level of coordination indicates not random behavior, but deliberate, intelligent design. The probe is both observer and manipulator, capable of sensing our presence and responding with precision. Every measurement, from the orbital intercept to the atmospheric resonance, paints a picture of a probe that is autonomous, intelligent, and capable of interacting with complex technological systems. The 4-7-day countdown to rendezvous is now the focal point of global attention. Humanity has never faced a scenario where an extraterrestrial mechanism can manipulate planetary energy, navigate the solar system with pinpoint precision, and establish a direct link with our most sensitive instruments. The stakes are unprecedented. As the days pass, the object's approach is measured, deliberate, and undeniable. All observational networks, from ground-based telescopes to deep space monitoring stations, confirm that 3-2 Atlas is slowing its approach as it nears L2. This deceleration is not random, it is controlled. The probe appears to be executing a high-precision approach, factoring in gravitational pulls from Earth, Mars, and Jupiter. In essence, it is performing orbital calculations in real time that would overwhelm even the most advanced terrestrial supercomputers. Telemetry from the James Webb confirms a consistent, faint ultra-wideband burst of pulses, non-repeating, directed at 3-2 Atlas. This is not natural radiation. It is a data link, a handshake protocol between two advanced technological systems. Every scientist agrees that this confirms the probe's capability. It is not inert. It is interacting, initiating communication, and testing its target environment. What it intends to download, study, or influence remains unknown. The implications extend beyond simple observation. A probe capable of scanning a planet, matching its electromagnetic signature, and establishing a data link with a telescope may be gathering intelligence, evaluating infrastructure, and preparing for a possible intervention. The question is no longer if it can interact with us, it is what it will do once it reaches the L2 point. All evidence points to intentionality. The timing, trajectory, and energy output are too precise for coincidence. During the initial flash, the object jammed local cosmic background radiation, effectively isolating Earth from external signals. The trajectory pivot followed immediately, positioning it in a calculated orbit around L2. These sequences suggest a protocol: scan, handshake, position. The probe is behaving like an autonomous scout designed to identify technological species and establish a presence. In classical physics, none of this is possible. Reactionless maneuvering, exawatt energy projection, resonance calibration, and precise orbital insertion are beyond human capability. Yet the evidence is clear, and every dataset confirms the same conclusion. 3-2 Atlas is not a comet, not an asteroid, and not a random space object. It is an intelligent mechanism designed to observe, evaluate, and interact. Over the next 47 days, every observation, every orbital telemetry reading, and every deep space data link will provide critical insights into its design, purpose, and capabilities. The approach is steady, the trajectory unwavering, and the behavior consistent. Humanity is witnessing a cosmic experiment, a deliberate, carefully calculated reconnaissance of our planet by a probe operating with intelligence beyond our comprehension. As the countdown continues, all eyes focus on L2, where the rendezvous will occur. The gravitationally stable point 1.5 million kilometers behind Earth is now the stage for an unprecedented encounter. For the first time in human history, a probe capable of planetary-scale energy manipulation, autonomous navigation, and technological interaction will approach a key piece of human infrastructure. The James Webb Space Telescope, our deepest and most sensitive eye in space, is the target. The probe's precision is extraordinary. Traveling at 84,000 kilometers per hour, it has adjusted its orbit to L2, accounting for every gravitational variable in real time. Such a maneuver would require a civilization capable of harnessing planetary energy, performing astronomical calculations instantaneously, and executing them flawlessly. The initial 9-second flash, the Schumann resonance tuning, the thermal beam, and the trajectory correction were all preparatory steps in this mission. Telemetry from deep space stations confirms continuous interaction between the probe and the telescope. Ultra-wideband pulses, non-repeating and precisely timed, indicate a data exchange protocol. The probe is not inert. It is establishing a link, likely gathering information about human technology and the capabilities of our instruments. This is not random or exploratory, it is methodical and intelligent. Physicists note the implications of this interaction. By scanning Earth and its technologies, 3.2 Atlas has identified humanity as an advanced species. The Schumann resonance calibration alone demonstrates awareness of electromagnetic activity, allowing the probe to assess global technological density. Its next steps will provide unprecedented insights into its purpose, whether observation, intelligence gathering, or more active engagement. The precision and intelligence exhibited by the probe are beyond our current understanding. Reactionless movement, planetary-scale energy projection, and real-time orbital adjustments indicate a level of technological sophistication that defies human capability. Humanity is no longer observing a celestial visitor. It is interacting with a calculated, autonomous, high-tech probe designed to engage with planetary infrastructure. Global scientists, astronomers, and engineers are now fully aware of the stakes. The 4-7-day countdown is not theoretical, it is operational. The probe's approach, data links, and trajectory adjustments are all meticulously timed and coordinated. The emerald flash was the initial signal. The orbit correction confirms deliberate intent. Every observation, from thermal spikes to magnetic resonance, contributes to a picture of a probe that is intelligent, autonomous, and potentially highly capable. Now, with only days remaining, the approach of 3.2 Atlas is undeniable. All telemetry, all orbital calculations, and every deep space observation point to a single conclusion: this is no chance encounter. The probe has transitioned from a distant observer to an active participant, closing in on the L2 Lagrange point with precision that is nothing short of terrifying. At just 1 point, 5 million kilometers behind Earth, the James Webb Space Telescope, our most advanced, sensitive eye in space, stands ready to interact. But the question is no longer if this interaction will happen, it is how it will unfold. Every signal, every pulse, every orbital adjustment confirms intent. 3.2 Atlas has not behaved like a natural object. Its energy output, its reactionless maneuvers, and its synchronization with Earth's Schumann resonance all point to intelligence and purpose. This is a machine designed to recognize technological civilizations, assess their infrastructure, and establish direct contact. The ultra-wideband data link between the probe and the telescope proves that it is not only observing but actively communicating, performing an exchange that humanity cannot yet interpret. What it is seeing or downloading remains a mystery, but the capabilities required are far beyond anything Earth has ever produced. The implications for humanity are profound. For centuries, we have searched the skies for evidence of extraterrestrial life, radio signals, flashes of light, anomalies in distant stars. What we are witnessing now is far more visceral. The probe does not whisper, it engages. It manipulates energy on a planetary scale, navigates the solar system with surgical precision, and interacts with our most sophisticated technology. We are not merely observing a visitor. We are participating in a calculated cosmic interaction. The universe, long silent, has suddenly announced itself with emerald light and impossible maneuvers. As April 15th, 2026 approaches the day of the rendezvous, scientists continue to monitor every pulse, every motion, every fluctuation of both 3.2 Atlas and the James Webb Telescope. The timeline is unyielding, but the sequence of events is remarkably consistent. The scan was the survey, the resonance was the handshake, and the orbital insertion was the arrival. This is a probe operating autonomously, with intelligence, awareness, and a single-minded purpose that is now unfolding within our solar system. Every detail from the 2026 forensic audit confirms this. The flash, the pivot, the resonance, the deceleration, all elements of a single, continuous operation. The stakes are unprecedented. Humanity has never faced an object capable of manipulating planetary energy, performing instantaneous calculations across astronomical distances, and establishing direct data links with our instruments. This is not theory. This is observation. This is reality. And it is happening now. The universe we once believed silent is communicating, and the message is being broadcast in green light, in precise maneuvers, and in the patterns of a machine that operates on a level beyond human comprehension. The final countdown is not just a measure of time, it is a window into the unknown. What 3-2 Atlas intends to do at L2 remains uncertain. It may observe, it may gather data, or it may act in ways we cannot yet predict. But one fact is indisputable: humanity is no longer alone. We are now participants in a cosmic experiment conducted by an intelligence far beyond our own. The evidence is all around us, in the emerald sky, in the impossible physics, in the silent handshake with our most advanced instruments. As we stand on the brink of this historic rendezvous, there is only one thing to remember: observe, document, and prepare. Humanity has been found, and the universe has chosen to make itself known in a way we could never ignore. The countdown to April 15th has begun, and in 47 days, 3-2 Atlas will come within 50,000 kilometers of the James Webb Space Telescope. This is the moment when observation meets encounter, when a probe transforms from a distant observer into an intimate participant in our solar system. So stay alert, stay informed, and witness this extraordinary event as it unfolds. The universe has opened a door, and humanity is about to step through. Make sure you are ready to see the impossible, because what happens next will redefine everything we thought we knew about our place in the cosmos. Subscribe now and turn on notifications to follow every second of the 3-2 Atlas Rendezvous as we document history in real time. Don't miss a single moment of this unprecedented cosmic event.